Hi guys, just want to start this video off by thanking a friend of mine, Chris, from Chasing 80s Toys. And here's a link here, right here. He was nice enough to have me and Shane on, and we were able to show off our G.I. Joe collection down here in the pit. And he had us on as a guest in what he calls a collector's showcase, which is a really awesome segment he has on his channel. So thanks a lot, Chris. And if any of you guys are interested in watching Shane and I's collection that we've accumulated over probably about maybe 12 years or so, since about 2009, then you're more than welcome to check that out. And yeah, there's a few of my childhood items in there too as well, of course. But yeah, okay, we'll start the video now. Okay guys, thanks. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 G.I. Joe board games released in the 1980s. And people will probably remember these as the 3 that you might have seen at shopping malls or big box stores, Toys R Us, you know, J.C. Penney, Sears, all those types of stores in the 1980s. And a lot of times they would be kind of next to the Joe toys. Like you'd have like a wall of like Joes and vehicles and bases and stuff, and then you'd see like some stickers or maybe some cards, like those Milton Bradley G.I. Joe collector's trading cards. And then you'd also see like a board game, like one of these board games in that area too. And as a young man, I never had any of these games, but I do remember seeing them at some of those stores that I mentioned. And these are the 3 that were definitely selling the most. There was one that I just remember now that I did have, that was a 1982 game. It was a 1982 Cobra, what was it called again? It was called the Cobra Battle Game. I just remembered it. And here's a little photo of it here. But yeah, this game, it had two bases. One was a Cobra base, one was a Joe base. And they were rocket silos, and they were made out of plastic, of course. And you could shoot these styrofoam missiles. They look kind of like birdies from badminton. And you try to shoot these little birdie missiles and blow up each other's base. And so that was kind of fun. And I do remember now I did have that game. And me and my brother played it. And me and my friend, I think it was Mark Moberly, from across the street. We played it a few times. But that game didn't last very long because it broke pretty quickly. I remember that. That was back in like 83, I think I had it. But anyway, other than that game, so really I guess there's 4. But other than that one, these are the 3 that were definitely the top sellers. And there was a game that came out in 82 as well that was purely a card game. And it was made by the makers of Uno, which was a popular 1970s card game. But it was a G.I. Joe game, and I have one there, and all the cards are within it. And it's a kind of a neat game. I played it a few times. But I always like the box art for that one because it's it looks like the G.I. Joe #1 Marvel comic, which of course is my favorite G.I. Joe comic, really, like the first one. But yeah, anyway, so that one came out, and then this one here came out, and it was also made by the people who made the Uno game. And Hasbro went along with this one and said it was okay for the maker to produce it. And I've played it a few times. I remember playing it with my brother in the early 2000s. I brought it over to his place and we played it because I picked it up at a local toy show back then. And the thing I liked about this one is that it was all the 82 original guys that you could be. And you can see there's my three faves from back then. Snake Eyes, Scarlet, and Stalker. And of course you could be all the other guys, like Grunt and Zap and Breaker. And there's not enough pegs for everybody. There's Rock and Roll, Flash, and Short Fuse. But anyway, at this game you start out in either the Pentagon or Fort Wadsworth. And you make your way to Cobra Island and you battle the Cobras. Or on the Desert Kingdom, which is a Cobra base. And there's various cards you can use for battles, and they're all based on the 1982 vehicles, except for the hydrofoil there, of course. But you need a boat for this game, and they didn't have a boat made yet in 1982, so they made up a fictitious hydrofoil, but that's pretty cool. And then there's battle cards for various battles. There's different types of battles. And here are the different locations of the battles. There's a Spanish fort, Cobra airstrip. There's different ones. Yeah, the game board is really impressive. And it was quite a lot of fun to play. And just the fact that it had Cobra Island is something that's pretty cool. And then in 1985, this giant Commando Attack game came out. And I say giant because the game board is actually 9 square feet. And I do remember this one as a kid and seeing it in the store. And but had I have known that the game board was so massive, I definitely would have wanted this thing, because you can actually take a G.I. Joe figure, like here's an 85 Dusty, and you could use these pegs here, and they're actually have foot pegs, and you can use those as figure stands. And instead of having like a cardboard gung-ho or Spirit or Flint or whoever, you can actually use a figure and place it on there. But yeah, this game, it's the game board itself is 9 square feet. So on here, on the flag, I have it displayed, but I don't have it puzzled together in its true form. Its true form is probably double the size of what you see here. And as you can see, it's already kind of coming off of the pit. Or the flag, as I say. But yeah, all the characters from like 84, 85 are in this game. And you can see there's some of them there. All the biggies, all the important guys for Cobra and the Joes. There's a pile there of all the other guys you can be. And here's a kind of a rare patch that came with the game, as indicated on the box art there. It's Flint. I wonder how many mums sewed that onto their kid's shirt or jacket back in 1985. Yeah, anyway, this game was pretty fun. You just you roll this die, I guess is the correct grammar, and you go along and you battle each other. And whoever is a prisoner goes in the POW camp for the Joes, or the POW camp for the Cobras. And you have to take Cobra headquarters if you're the Joes, and you have to take Joe headquarters if you're the Cobras. So yeah, that game is really fun, and me and Shane played it all the time. In I don't know, probably like from like 2010 until recently we played it. At Christmas time last year we played it. So that's definitely one of my favorite G.I. Joe games. And then in 1986, this game came out, and it's called the G.I. Joe Live the Adventure game. And a lot of people get this board game mixed up with the G.I. Joe contest, Live the Adventure, which was a promo for a code game that came with a lot of the Joe toys in 1986. But this is the actual board game made by Milton Bradley. And as you can see here, here's the box art, and it's the 1986 catalog art. It's got low light, sci-fi, dial tone, bazooka, beachhead, and a roadblock flying in like Tarzan on the top up there. And this one always stood out for me because it always had the boy in the art, kind of depicting that could be you as a kid, like that you could be part of the Joe team. But yeah, here's the board and the game pieces. LT Falcon, and you can see all the guys, the artwork on the board for Cobras and for Joes. I haven't gotten around to playing this one yet. I recently got it, this game, and me and Shane haven't played it yet, but we're probably going to play it a lot coming up before Halloween here. And I hope everybody's enjoying their fall so far. I know we're a couple days in and the weather's changing a little bit. And I thought I would do a video on board games because when the weather changes, my family, we stay home a lot more. We don't go out as much because the weather isn't as nice. The rain up here in southern Ontario starts to kick in and it gets a little bit cooler. So growing up as a kid, we played a lot of board games like Clue and Monopoly and games like that, and me and Shane like playing these G.I. Joe games. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we're probably going to play a lot of these games coming up, and I'm looking forward to trying this one here for sure, because that's a new one we got a couple weeks ago. But again, that one was released in 1986. This one was released in 1985, and this one here was released in 1982. So there's a look at three of the biggies. And I guess I should mention in this video too that there was a Monopoly G.I. Joe game released in 2009. And also there were other little like puzzle games from 1982 where you'd have to put a picture together. And there was like a pinball 1982 G.I. Joe game. It was like a small one where you have to flick the little steel ball into little rivet holes. You get a certain amount of points. I remember that game. I remember that one always cracking and breaking when kids were playing it. But yeah, anyway, I hope I didn't leave too many games out from 1980s G.I. Joe. I'm pretty sure that these three were the top sellers though for actual board games where there's a board and dice or die, however you want to pronounce it. And okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and anyone who likes board games still, maybe you might want to try these board games if you can pick them up. They're still relatively affordable because everybody now is going googly-eyed for the Joe figures and vehicles and that, like collectors are, but for whatever reason the games are still affordable. These ones here I found at really good prices a few years ago, and the other day when we got this one, it was pretty much like buying a game at Toys R Us now, like the same price. It was like 20 bucks or something. So, but yeah, anyway, okay guys, catch you next time. Just thought I'd end the video tonight by thanking a few people, and maybe just mentioning a few people again that I have a lot of really cool G.I. Joe memories with. And not just G.I. Joe memories, of course, all kinds of family memories, but Dan Jammin, 905, His favorite figure was Gung-Ho, 1987, and his favorite character was Gung-Ho as well. But he particularly liked the 1987 Dress Blues, and that's this guy here. And he, of course, had the 1987 G.I. Joe Defiant, which was a totally awesome G.I. Joe playset. And I'll never forget that Gung-Ho, this version of Gung-Ho in particular, was his favorite. And every time I look at it, I think of him. So, just thanks a lot, Dan Hammond, for just being a real awesome guy, and for all those great times back in the 80s and other decades. But yeah, and I guess I should mention too that I think I'm going to do a video later on about some other people that I remember that he would know. His brother, who likes Destro. Destro was his favorite character, 1983 Destro. And his other brother, his favorite was Snake Eyes. Your other brother, he liked Tunnel Rat. And yeah, so I'm going to do some videos on those characters coming up. But thanks a lot, guys, for all the great memories and going over to your house back then and playing ball hockey and playing Joe's and Nintendo. Just really, really awesome times. So yeah, this came in the mail tonight, and it's from Scuba Pete, a good friend of mine who hails from Indiana, where Diamond David Lee Roth is from, and John Cougar Mellencamp. I guess John Cougar, he's called. But yeah, anyway, doesn't matter where those guys are from. Matters where Pete's from, because he's a good friend of mine, and he gave me this note too. And it says, "Cheers, Dave, Scuba. Sorry it's so late." Well, don't worry about it, Pete. It doesn't matter how late it is or not or what. It's a Cobra Eel, and it's a black major Cobra Eel, which is a aftermarket make, if you don't know what that is. And it's totally awesome. He looks like a Python Patrol guy, or maybe a Cobra Bat, 86 Cobra Bat. So I'm going to take him out of the package and we'll take a look. Just hang tight a second, and I'll grab some scissors. So here's a closer look at it out of the bag, and you can see that it comes with all the 1985 Cobra Eel accessories, except they're in red, which is a nice touch. And there he is there, and he looks pretty wild. Like I was saying, he looks more like a Python Patrol Cobra. So maybe he could be part of the Python Patrol, because he's got the red and the gold and the black, and he looks a little bit like a bat, like an 86 bat. More so if you flip him around. He's got the yellow banding and that. But yeah, what a great figure to have. I really, really like it. Thanks a lot, Pete. It looks totally awesome, and I think I'm gonna display it with my Python Patrol guys, and he can be like the aquatic Python Patrol guy that was never made, kind of like unfinished business for Python Patrol. Okay, thanks a lot, man.
Dave! Whoa! How about that for rock video music fans? Live all Dave, all night. We know what you need. Only right here on Dave TV.